Everyone, this is Denise Taylor coming at you guys again today. I would like to talk about loving yourself. Now, I know a lot of people already know this, and a lot of people, already know how to love themselves, but this is for the people that don't know how to love themselves. And I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time, and I just want to, um, you know, just let people know certain things that, you have to look out for. And it takes time. This is number one, who you are. It takes time to figure out who you are, what you like, what you're about, um, where you come from. And it helps to understand that. And when you figure out who you are and what you're about, then can nobody take that away from you. You know that, okay, I'm Denise Taylor. I like this, I like that, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. You know what you are all about, and can nobody tell you what you are about. And you cannot allow nobody to tell you what you're all about, even though you may have been cut from this kind of fabric. Let me just put it like that. You may be cut from this kind of fabric, but it doesn't mean that you have to be put with that kind of fabric. You could be put with a different kind of fabric. And that's what makes each and every one of us unique, about how we carry ourselves and how we love ourselves, um, how we stand out, because we're all unique, we're all different, and we have to find a way to make ourselves stand out more. Even though I may be a black woman, a female, um, it's not, it doesn't make me stand out from any other woman. But when you use your mind and you know how to love yourself and you carry yourself in a different way than other people, that is what makes you unique, and that's what makes you love yourself, because you are unique. You are a very unique person, you know. Um, and also about who you love. It makes you when you love yourself, you know what you like, what you're about, the things you like, the things you experience, and the things you love and the things you don't love. Some things that you will put up with, some things you don't put up with. You know, certain things that that keep you focused, things that you love doing. And that's another thing. A lot of us don't have a hobby that we can keep up with. Some people like to knit, some people like to bike ride, some people play tennis, some people play cards, some people do Nintendo or the Xbox. But you know what? You have to find something that you love doing, to bring out your intellectual person to where you can express yourself. And it's all about loving yourself and keeping yourself focused. I'm sorry. But it's all about keeping yourself focused and loving yourself and expressing yourself and letting people know what you're all about. You know, if you're not about for violence and negative things, then you let them know, hey, I'm not for the negative stuff. I'm more for the positive stuff. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what things that people saying about you. If you sick, and people, oh, this shit, don't know what she's talking about, because she's not mentally stable, or he's not mentally stable. It doesn't matter. You know your worth. So everybody is put on this earth to have a purpose. And seeing the thing is, what I don't like is how other people put other people down, because they feel as my old boss would say, they feel the little Cheerios. No, you don't do that. You don't put other people down to make yourself feel good, because in the long run you're still going to feel the same way about yourself that you felt in the beginning. You don't make fun of somebody's downfalls or expenses because of you messed up. And I have somebody, I'm not going to say I know, but they always try to crack jokes about somebody else's downfall, or they stupid because they did this and they did that. And you know what? And I got a little fed up, and I told them. I'm not gonna say it's a he or she, but I told them, you know what? I don't like that, and I straight up told them. I said I don't like you. And the reason why I don't like you, because you try too hard to make friends. And not only that, you try to tear another person down to make yourself look good. That's not the way it's supposed to be. If you was a good person at heart, people will be drawn to you. And that's a known fact. I don't have to try hard to have friends. I don't have to try hard to get attention. I don't have to tear somebody down, or just because you feel that you're a higher education, than that person there. No, you don't do that. If anything, if you are for a person, then you try to help that person. You're supposed to be a team player, not just at your household, not at work, not at church, but all through your day. With everybody, you're supposed to be a team player. We're supposed to uplift one another, and that's not right. And then on top of it, that kind of tears a person's self-esteem down. But when your self-esteem is down and low, you have to, um, like I said, know your worth, love yourself, treat yourself. You know, I'm not saying put yourself up on a pedestal, or I'm too good for this person, I'm too good for that person, I look better than this person, I look better than that person. No. When I say treat yourself, if you work every day, then you go and you treat yourself, do something nice for yourself. And that was one of the things that I had. I still got bad for myself, because even though I work every day, I don't treat myself like I supposed to. um, if I see, like, if my kids need something for themselves, or they say, "Ma, can I have this?" And I know I need shoes for my feet. I'll say, you know what, let me go ahead and get this for the kids. you know but I kind of put myself on the back burner, and I have to stop doing that, because see, I need stuff too. That's the main purpose of me working, to try to provide for myself, not only for just for the kids, but also for myself. So sorry. But you have to learn to know what you stand for. And when I say to learn what you stand for, because of the fact that if you don't know what you stand for, you'll fall for anything. Anybody could tell you anything, and you would take it in and believe it. Certain things you have to use common sense for, to know. Okay, if they say, well, the sky is purple, but you can look at it and say it's blue. It's blue, but they want to say it's purple. You don't take everything what everybody is saying to you. As my husband used to say, oh, they're talking out the side of their neck. you know. So you don't allow people to tell you who you are, what you're about, what you stand for. You have to know yourself. And if you're just getting out of a bad relationship, you have to learn yourself all over again. You know what you like, you know what you didn't like in that relationship, and you have to sit down, you have to make a do and don't. You do want a guy to treat you like a lady, or treat you like a man for as a woman. You want some things that you you want in a relationship that you won't stand for, like smokers or drinkers or druggers or abusers or womanizers. Or you don't want none of that. You want someone that's going to make you feel good and make you feel that you're the only person for them in their life. They can't, not saying they can't live without you, but y'all on the same page, y'all view the same things the same way, and y'all love each other, and that person helped build your self-esteem as you help build their self-esteem. Because we all have something that we're not secure about. You know. Um, let's see what else. Okay. And then you have to view the way you look at yourself. You know, like I said, you have to build your self-esteem up. You have to, you know, um, work on yourself. Work on yourself. It's just like living at home, okay? And you got all this junk that's surrounding you. My thing is, I can't think around junk. I have to clean up. I have to get everything out of there to to think. So, and that's just the same way. Whatever just making you feel that you bad about yourself, or um that you feel that you can't love yourself, get rid of it. You get on your knees, you pray to God, you ask God for forgiveness, you repent, and God don't want you to feel like that. He don't want you to have a burden on your shoulders to where it's so heavy that you can't carry it. When I was at church, and this was years ago, my pastor made she did a story, and I loved storytellers because she did good stories, but she said, it was three guys that was walking in the desert, and each of them had a sack, but had it thrown over their shoulders. The first one um, had a sack, and every rock that he would find, he would pick it up and throw it in the sack. And he had it over his shoulder, and it got to the point where he was, lugging this thing around. It was really heavy, and he got to the point where he would just start dragging it back. And then the second traveler, he had the same kind of bag, but he was miles and miles and miles and miles back from the first one. And he said, "Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up the smaller rocks, and to throw them in a bag so they don't be so heavy." But after a while, picking up, the smaller rocks, and they start to get heavy, but not as heavy as the first traveler's bag. But it started to, hurt his back, and his shoulder. But he was steady lugging it on. Now the third traveler, which was a couple of miles back and everything, he was doing the same thing with the other two were doing, but he was smart. What he did was he cut a hole in his back, and he said, "You know what? I'm going to pick it up and put it in my sack." But each time he would put it in his sack, the rock would fall out. So he had nothing to weigh him down, nothing to hurt his back or his shoulders. So, in other words, whatever you're carrying to make yourself not feel love, you have to get rid of it. You have to um not weigh yourself down. If there's something that's eating at you, you did something that is preventing you to love yourself, then you have to come clean, get it off your chest, tell the person that what you have done, that you're sorry, that you won't do it again, and this is what you call repenting and letting it go, and get away from it. And if you feel that you have to vent, I understand. Talk to your friends, your family, church members, anybody that will listen, that they can give it good advice. That everybody should have one person in their life that they can have, that person gives good advice on something. And you know what? Let's see. And then you have to feel a certain way about where you are in your life, what you do in your life. Now, if you're happy with your job, where you live at, where you go to church at, what you eat, what you do, how you raise your kids, how your wife or your husband treats you, and you feel that you still needs to change more, that's it. Nobody's perfect, is what I'm trying to say. And we're all seeking for perfection, but there's no such thing as instant gratification. You're not going to get perfect overnight. Nobody on this earth is perfect. The only person that was perfect was God, okay? And he's not here on this earth. So therefore, you cannot be perfect. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes no matter what, okay? So, all you can do is just try to do your best to do the things that you need to do to progress, to become a better person. Always looking what's in your heart, because you know what's in your heart. You know, and seeing another thing is, you know, a lot of people always look at looks. Oh, he's fine, she's fine. Oh, nice looking or whatever. And not saying nobody wants anybody, downright ugly, butt ugly or whatever. But you have to look what's in the heart. You know what I'm saying? A person can have a nice face, a nice body, good hair, stand tall, but their heart could be black as my hair. Okay? But if a person is not so nice looking, they fairly nice looking, but not what you expected, but they have a good heart. They love you no matter what your flaws is. That's what you look for. That's what you look for. Stop looking at what the shape of a person is. Stop looking at the smile of a person, or if they got pretty eyes, or whatever. The first guy I ever dated had green eyes. Never again. Because you know, it was a mess. It didn't work out. I went for looks instead of um what was in the heart. You know, but I just I just feel that we need to look within ourselves to find ourselves, to know what we stand for, and to know what help us grow and not break us down. Because when we get hurt by something and not loving ourselves enough to know that's not the path that we want to go down, we eventually hurt ourselves. And that eventually turns into other things like drugs and alcohol and, things that we shouldn't do. You know, I know it's not a lot of people that, listen to me and, what does she know? What has she been through? But you'd be surprised what a person goes through from time to time, and what they learn not to accept and what they learn to accept. You know, I've been through enough in my life to know, and this is why I do this channel, to give what I know, um, some advice to somebody that may help them. You know, and always be proud of who you are. Don't let nobody tear you down. You are a beautiful, smart, intelligent person. And you know what? God feels that way, because if he didn't, he wouldn't have made you. You know, you have to know that God loves you, and your family members, even though I know sometimes, they get on your nerves, you know, but you know what? They love you, you know. And even if nobody in this world loves you, know that God loves you. And when God loves you, you work on yourself to loving yourself. You open your heart to love yourself. And you have to view the way you see yourself. You know, you got to know who you are, what you stand for, who you love, what you will not stand for, how you see yourself. And if you don't love yourself, how can you expect somebody else to love you? Because see, when you love yourself, then you know how to give love back. So you got to learn to give love no matter what. So that's what I'm saying. Learn to love yourself. God thought so much of you to make you. He put so much time into making you. So don't feel that nobody loves you, because God do. And deep down, you love yourself too, no matter what. A lot of times people don't understand because they feel that they don't love themselves. But yeah, you do. Well, I pray that this helps. I pray that um, you can share this with someone, for loving themselves. Um, God bless. And I pray that everything goes well. You have a blessed week. And I guess I'll be talking to you guys later. If you have any comments or anything you need to talk about, please leave the comments at the very bottom of the page. Subscribe. Denise Taylor, a positive note. And that's what I'm going to leave it at, on a positive note. God bless, and I love y'all. Bye.